In today's world where disruption is the only constant, leaders are being tested not just on how they respond to change, but how they anticipate and thrive through it. Vision, resilience, and leadership that endures beyond tenure has now become the true market of impact. On this episode of the ET Edge Insights, I'm joined by Sanket Deodhar, Country Head at Anaplan, a leader known for driving transformation through connected planning and strategic foresight. We'll explore how he thinks about building resilient organizations, shaping long-term vision in unprecedented times, and the principle he believes can inspire the next generation of leaders. Thank you very much, Sanket, for joining us on this episode of the ET Edge Insights.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
I'm excited to dive into this conversation. Let's get straight to the heart of this.
Absolutely.
There is a pace of technological change. We are seeing digital disruptions, which is totally unprecedented for the times that we live in. How do you see organizations actually needing to rethink their strategies and structures, not just to survive, but to thrive in this constantly shifting environment?
Absolutely. And it's a brilliant one, because we are all searching for those right answers for it as we speak. And it's the conversation that's there in every boardroom. How do we secure our future for an organization? How do we plan for it, right? Technology disruptions, geopolitical disruptions, supply chain changes that are happening. I think all of that is making the job exciting at one level, but also challenging on another level, right? And organizations today need a lot of support in the way they will plan their future from now. The decisions that they're going to take today, how it's going to impact their future. In this scenario and in this challenging time, I think if the culture of the organization and the leadership is all about data-driven decisions, right? Data-driven scenario analysis that they can bring in, along with authenticity and realization of the real world challenges. A combination of these will really help the organization to create structures, create a future which is far more clearer for them, and a path much clearer so that they can walk in that future easily. But I would like to emphasize that data-driven decisions will be the key going forward. How do you bring data together from all the silos and create a scenario or multiple scenarios and stress test those scenarios so that you are taking the right decision for your organization? And I think that will be the key for us.
I couldn't agree more. So there's data-driven decision making. You've created those scenarios, tested those scenarios, and then you have those effective outcomes for the organizations to actually thrive in scenarios that we live in. Let's sort of zoom into this and deep dive. In your experience, what are the most effective mechanisms that you see around this for building organizational resilience that can actually withstand both the crisis and also the long-term structural shifts?
This is one from the books, right, that we all want to master. I think I firmly believe in the fact that long-term resiliency of an organization comes from a culture-driven leadership, organization structure which is deep into its value and culture, and that can withstand ever-changing scenarios, ever-changing challenges that organizations are going to face, right? And when I say culturally driven organization or cultural driven leadership, it is at multiple levels. It starts from the leadership, where you're authentic, where you walk the talk, you deliver on your promise. It comes down to individuals who really believe in that value, execute those value systems and cultural traits on a daily basis. Whether it's customers, whether it's suppliers, whether it's internal colleagues, the same mantra applies to all, right? Then comes the organizational behavior, which largely depends on the systems, processes, the approach for their employees, their customers. You cannot be a customer-centric organization without the focus that it needs to be customer-centric, or the processes that needs to be built in. So I think all of this is a amalgamation of all these pieces together will really create an organization which is not only very real, but resilient also for any challenges, any scenarios that can come in, any disruptions that might come in. Because when the disruption comes in, these value system will help to come out with a solution or an approach to overcome those challenges.
I totally concur with that, and if you have to build that kind of a value system that allows the organization to thrive and of course survive in this entire ecosystem, the entire change or the transformational shift that you're expecting has to come top down, like you pointed out. So 100% concur with that. I'm sort of wanting to double tap on the resilience bit and want to understand that how do you approach formulating a long-term vision that remains resilient and adaptable as well in the face of unprecedented technological, economical and social changes that we're also seeing?
It's like a different opinion per se, but when I talk about vision, right, we should not be slave to the vision. Essentially, a vision is a broader guideline for an organization so that we know why are we doing what we are doing, right, and where we want to reach. And the beauty about vision statement is that it needs to keep evolving around it, but it needs to be also real, where the organization feels that it can fight to reach there, essentially. In today's world, I think the most important crucial part would be that we have a vision for an organization laid down, keeping in mind the challenges, geopolitical issues, technological challenges, obsolescence, people challenges that are going to come in, but create a framework which it allows it to be flexible, allows the organization the room to move forward or sort of bring in that real world realization into the vision. I think that would be a very different take on the vision. Otherwise, we always believe vision, mission, these are the guiding principles, we'll live and die for it. But I think in today's world, the vision story needs to be far more flexible, far more authentic, far more real, and a framework-driven conversation which allows taking inputs from what the challenges of the real world is throwing. Because we are at an era where a lot of disruptions will continue. We are at a cusp of a technological change that might change the way we do anything and everything today. So with that, if you really want to take your organization ahead, the framework, the ability to remodel it needs to be there in the vision statement.
Indeed. And I think it takes a leader's foresight to sort of prepare for everything that goes into building, that stress-tested, like you pointed out, adaptable framework that is grounded in reality as well.
Yes.
So beautiful and brilliant insights there. It takes real foresight to have leadership like that. And leaders also want to leave back a legacy.
Right.
So as my final question on this segment, I want to understand what that legacy for you will be, Sanket. What guiding principles would you want to share with emerging leaders who aim to create a lasting impression and a lasting impact that build organizations that can actually thrive beyond their tenure? What's the legacy in making here?
Oh, it's such an important and touchy topic, for every leader. What's your legacy? What do you leave behind, kind of story. But I think it's all about people. How many people you have really helped them to give them the right guidance, help them build their careers. That's one very important, that care for your people, take care of your people around you. Second, very important piece that as an advice that I would want to bring to the emerging leaders would be to really mean what you say, right? Because it's very easy for anyone and everyone to figure out what facade, if you're creating a facade around it. I think the being very realistic about it, deliver what you promise what you deliver. I think that's something which is very critical. And I think as long as you have a very empathetic view about people and where they come from, and you sort of try and understand, I think you will bring along the entire quorum or entire forum together of people. And of course, that cultural values that you will embed, and it becomes a value system for everyone to follow. And that's how legacies are created, that those value systems will continue, whether you are there in that organizations or not, right? But people will continue to follow those because it has delivered value for them. It has delivered success to them. So they start believing in it, right? And that's where I think my advice to the emerging leaders would be that invest in people. take them along, understand them, and build those cultural traits so that it becomes a mantra or a conversation or a storyline for everyone, and they can also pass on to the others onto it.
That's beautiful. Leadership and the impact of it, not measured in the metrics that you develop, not measured in the results that you deliver, but the people that you build.
Absolutely.
And how they grow.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sanket, for doing this with us. Brilliant conversation. Look forward to more with you.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. Thanks.
Thank you. Well, that wraps up an insightful conversation with Sanket Deodhar on vision, resilience, and leadership that lasts. The lessons from today remind us that building organizations for the future isn't just about strategy. It's about mindset, adaptability, and the courage to act decisively in uncertainty. Stay tuned with us on ET Edge Insights for more conversations that uncover the thinking, strategy, and ideas shaping tomorrow's business landscape. And if this one resonated, all you've got to do is follow, share, and keep the conversations going. Because at ET Edge Insights, it just isn't about what's coming, it's about what's happening now.